Hey guys, how's it going? Hey Terry, you are the first. I hope you got that package. Megan sent it out last weekend before last.
Yeah.
Yeah, should have gotten it by now. Uh,
Lone Star said no video or sound.
should be working
Oh,
now.
never mind, there it goes.
Okay.
Yay! I don't want to break YouTube 2 weeks in a row.
Well, welcome to our living room slash dining room slash kitchen.
Should have kicked more stuff out of the way.
Yeah. You know what? What you see is what you get here. Stuff on the floor. Who knows? You know.
Dinosaurs on our fireplace.
Dinosaurs on the fireplace, screaming at each other. Ah! This is where a kid plays with. They always look like they're screaming at each other. Hey, Pop! Hey! That's our wood stove, our massive wood stove that we're going to be using this winter. Hopefully for the last time. We want to get something a little more efficient. And we only burned wood when we had to. And we went through about 2 cords of wood, which is a lot of wood for just burning it when you have to.
Yeah.
That's usually what you would use during one winter. But,
yeah. We did have a really cold winter, though.
It was a cold winter.
Abnormally cold.
Abnormally, and this one's not supposed to be any better.
Also that.
But hey, folks, we're the BreakAway Homestead. My name is Patrick.
I'm Megan.
And we are live tonight, Tuesday night, Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m., as we always try to be.
Unless we break YouTube.
Unless we break YouTube. Last week was crazy. And funny thing was that when we went live again from my cell phone, it actually recorded it while YouTube was down and then put it up. It's hilarious. You should check it out.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny.
I haven't watched it.
It's hilarious. It's very funny.
We had some struggles. Hi, Kitty.
Hey, Kitty.
C. Dean.
C. Dean, how are you doing?
Be prepared.
Yeah.
Big Bear. You're
Jason
welcome. I felt
Robin.
really guilty, Terry. I don't even know which camera to look at. I felt really guilty that it had taken us so long to send it
Terry
out.
liked
So
the card.
I put cards. Instant shop.
Yeah. So I hope you guys are doing well. Tonight we're going to be making banana bread.
And by we mean this guy.
I'll be making banana bread. Megan's going to be checking out the live
I'll
stream.
be on the chat.
And checking out the chat, and we're doing that right now because we only have one screen up because we've brought our stuff out into the dining room, kitchen slash living room to make banana bread. And this is one of Megan's favorite things in the whole wide world.
Like, if there's one thing that Patrick could make me and only make that, it would probably be banana bread.
This particular recipe I've been making for years. And
like, even when we were in the old house.
It's the best recipe.
Yeah.
It is a really good recipe. And I attached the actual link to the recipe below, in the comments below. So don't be afraid to go there after the live stream and check that out. And it's going to have everything you need inside there. But we're going to get started here in a minute. Let's talk about what's going on the homestead. What's happened on the homestead in the past week?
Good Lord. I mean, like me?
Well, I know you're having medical issues. All that stuff.
On Sunday, because yay recovery.
Hands on details. Don't go into everything.
I wasn't going to.
Okay.
On top of some other issues that I'm having, I got diagnosed with a sinus infection / acute bronchitis / acute upper respiratory infection. So I had a follow-up today at my doctor, and he was like, yeah, I'm not liking what's going on with everything, so we're going to double your antibiotics. So I got that going for me right now. I'm also on some intense painkillers, so bear with me this evening because I took it about 15 minutes ago. So it's going to be touch and go. It's either going to be really fun tonight or I'm going to fall asleep on the couch. I don't know. It goes either way.
She could fall asleep on the floor right there.
Yeah. I might just curl up on the beanbag.
Yeah. What about the doors?
Yes. Can we turn the camera?
We can turn the camera.
So we had some extra fundage and we replaced our back door, and the old one was handmade for the door space.
Back in 1986.
Back when the house was
Check
built.
this out. You ready?
It had plexiglass.
Open.
It used to swell because it was wood, so it was very difficult to open. It would get stuck, and so we had some extra money, and we said, "Screw it, let's go to Lowe's." And we went to Lowe's and got this beautiful door with glass, not plexiglass. It actually like seals, like our old door. There was like legit a gap. You could feel the breeze coming in. So more energy efficient. It looks nicer.
I want to say the amount of air that went through the old door with the no air that's going through this door, that it'll save at least $150 in heating and cooling bills.
Yeah, so I'm more excited as it gets colder, to
and
not
it's a tax
have
write-off.
Like last. Yeah, it actually
it's
is.
Got a tax
it's got a
credit
tax
on it.
thing on it. But last year we ended up having to hang blankets over the back door because there was such a gap and such a breeze coming in that we were below freezing for what, like 10 days straight?
Yeah,
something like
January.
that.
Was it January or February?
And so it was brutally cold for this area. I mean, North Carolina doesn't get cold like that. And so having something that actually seals and, I don't have to cover with a blanket to keep my house warmer.
Right.
Is
Don't forget to look up here. That's
okay.
that
one's on. I don't
got
know.
it. You're looking at the monitor. Yeah.
I will look at you now. So it's great. You may forget what I was going to say.
It's weird. You were talking about cold.
Yes.
So here in North Carolina, we have these things called heat pumps.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Heat pumps only work to a certain temperature. Once it gets below freezing, those heat pumps don't work anymore. And so down in the south, you don't really expect it to be cold for very long or whatnot. And so what it does is it collects the heat from the outside and it transfers the heat to your ventilation system, aka a heat pump. And so it hit below, it was probably 15 degrees for 7 days.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And so those heat pumps didn't work at all. And they have these things called heat strips inside your central heating air unit. And if you were to push the button down on your toaster oven, you see the little strips that heat up. It's the same thing. These coils heat up just like that. And there's all this electricity going through it, and your bill goes sky high. And so, yeah, our bill was crazy. But at the same time, we had everything blocked off, everything covered in blankets, and we had this thing blasting. And as much heat as we were getting from it was probably as much heat as it was dissipating outside and away, and it's just not that efficient of a wood stove. But it's a big honking mama, and let me tell you, you could fit probably 20 pieces of wood in there and still have room.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got the doors done, and so it was going from plexiglass. The glass was like going from an old television, tube television. You turn it on, you can feel the static electricity.
To like
off of it.
Ultra 4K TV. Like you can see our backyard now out the door.
Green out the back. It's like putting on glasses for the first time you couldn't see in the first place. It was pretty cool.
And now I'm super jealous and want to replace our front door.
So yeah. 3 days later, literally 3 days later, she's like, we need a new front door.
And windows.
And so this is a word of encouragement to you guys that if you come across a little piece of money, which we did, luckily, use it for something that's going to be efficient. It's going to save you money, and might not be something you really, really want, but it's something you need to do. And so take care of your home as well. Your home will fall apart around you if you don't. So what else is going on?
There's a request.
What's the request?
For you to do a cheer.
I'm not doing cheers. What?
Nothing?
I'm not going to do a cheer. No. Okay. So
they said they could talk as much trash as they wanted about you because you never checked the chat.
Was this Jason?
Possibly.
Or was this somebody else?
Possibly.
So full disclosure, I was a cheerleader in high school.
He grew up in Texas, so it's a little bit different down there.
A little different down there, and then we moved to upstate New York, which is very different up there.
Yeah.
And so it was interesting, but yeah, I'm not doing a cheer. And it's funny because we went to a football game last Friday to go specifically go watch a friend of ours' daughter who is a cheerleader.
It was senior night.
And the football game was horrible.
They lost horrendously.
It was like 46.
No, it was like 50 something to 6.
It was bad.
They didn't even get the extra point. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. So it was pretty bad.
Tanya wants a striptease.
Who? Tanya Turner wants a striptease? No, I'm not doing a striptease. Stop. Yeah, they're button for a reason.
Uh-huh.
Because you don't want to.
Can't let that taco meat out.
You can't have the taco meat. You don't want to see the taco meat. But what else?
He's not talking trash on your state. He would move us to Texas in a heartbeat if we could.
Absolutely. Texas is a great country. And if you only people from Texas really understand that. Because once you leave Texas, you always want to go back. Or you never really had a problem. And I grew up in San Marcos, Texas, right in between Austin and San Antonio, right on the San Marcos River. And it was a great place to grow up. Now, if you were to say, hey, you have to move to a different state, it'd probably be Texas.
Yeah.
And North Carolina, we had to move here after I got out of the military because this is where the job was. I would say is a good second to Texas. So if you ever think about leaving Texas, consider North Carolina if you're going to go on the East Coast because it's probably one of the better states.
Said, well, Tony said you turned a little red there. Yeah, he's a blusher. And Lone Star said, hell yeah. Okay, I was worried there for a minute.
Oh, yeah. No kidding. Well, dig the name, Lone Star. Hello.
He said Amarillo. Get going on your bread.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and start and get going on this banana bread here. We're going to be making it live tonight. I've already preheated my oven to 350. Let me get this going here. Oh, there we are. So as you see here, I've got my spread. And what we have here, there we go. Let's get this down right. So what we have here is bananas, sugar, an egg, flour, butter, salt, vanilla, and baking soda. These are the ingredients you're going to need for this particular thing. What's going on? Oh, Lord. Yeah.
For your viewing pleasure.
For your viewing pleasure. I'll take it to the top one.
This one?
I'll bust it open here. That is Patrick Baker as a cheerleader, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that's probably as close as y'all are going to get.
That's it.
You are welcome. I did my best.
And there's video evidence of it now. Thank you. Thanks to my wife. So, back to the freaking bread. Yeah, you laugh. So, we got our ingredients here. So, what you're going to use is 2 to 3 bananas. It really all depends on the size of your bananas. And that's not a pun. If they're smaller bananas, you're going to want 3. If they're larger bananas, you're going to want 2. The blacker, the better. We'll go ahead and peel those now and put these inside of our mixing bowl. And you're going to want to use melted butter for this. So, honey, if you could, melt that butter for me.
Okay. Why did you put the peel in there?
I don't know.
Okay.
All right. That's 1 banana.
I didn't know they were keto. I'm sorry.
Who's keto? Robin and Jason? Yeah. They really messed that up on the homesteading weekend. Alright, so we got 2 bananas inside here. We're going to go ahead and take a fork, metal fork. We're going to mash those up. Like I said, the browner the better. Anytime after they get spots, that means pretty good. It'll mash up pretty easy. And you want to mash them up pretty fine. And what you're going to do is you're going to be creaming all your meltable ingredients. That's your banana, sugar, hot butter, and your other ingredients that'll melt into that. That's your vanilla. Excuse me. Your salt. And your baking soda. You want to melt your baking soda so you don't get clumps of baking soda inside your bread, because it's nasty. Megan don't like no baking soda clumps, does she?
Nope.
No. So here we go. So you can see here, we got these mashed up pretty well to the point to where they're kind of becoming a consistency of, I don't know, tapioca.
What? Why did you use that? What? No.
So Megan hates tapioca.
It's
she
gross.
hates the word tapioca.
Yogurt should, or pudding should not have
and
things
what's
in
her
it.
face? Robin will like this one. She hates the word SCOBY. SCOBY for kombucha tea, which is symbiotic colony of yeast and bacteria.
Yeah, it's gross. It's like a giant booger.
So we got that going on there. We're going to take that's 2 bananas. We're going to take,
Oh, it's hot.
yeah,
Shut up.
1/3 cup of melted butter. And before we put our melted butter in, we're going to go ahead and take care of our dish. A little trick for you. 1/3 cup of melted butter will be about 3/4 of a stick of butter. Go ahead and use that other stick to go ahead and make your, good Lord.
Well, it's really hot.
I got it.
Don't
So
judge
butter
me.
Your pan. You just want a bread pan. It could be glass. It could be just a regular metal bread pan. We got the glass because it looks nicer.
And it was cheap.
And it was cheap.
I think I got those at Walmart for like $3.75 a piece. It's Anchor brand, which we like. It seems to hold up. Our kid gets in our dishes a lot and likes to play drums on them. So we kind of have to look for strength and good hardness.
So you can see there I buttered the bottom pretty well. The reason why we did this first is so we can throw this inside the freezer and let that sit. And what that's going to do is harden up, and it's not going to melt. If it's hot night, anything like that, it'll harden up because it's not going to sit in there forever. Just the time we'll be doing this. So we mashed up our bananas. It's pretty consistent there. Consistent. It's got consistency like tapioca.
I hate you.
Gonna add your butter. Get these banana peels out of the way. So you're gonna add your butter, which is very hot apparently. You don't have to melt your butter to where it's really hot. It only takes about 20 seconds in the microwave.
I did 20 seconds and it wasn't done, so I did another 20.
You're gonna mix that up to where it's nice and creamy looking. And then you're going to add your sugar to that because you're melting it in. And that is a 3/4 cup of sugar. Or 3/4 cup of sugar, whatever you want to call it. And next we're going to add a couple of other ingredients to it. We're going to put vanilla in there. You can use imitation vanilla or you can use regular vanilla. We get our vanilla from Mexico.
It's the best.
It's the best. Megan loves it. And we do
like
not.
If it wouldn't gross me out to drink it, I would drink it.
We don't skimp on vanilla.
Yeah, there's certain things that we save our money and we try to do that. Certain seasonings and spices and stuff. It is worth it.
And that's 1 teaspoon of vanilla inside our wet mixture here. We'll mix that in. Next thing we're going to do is pinch of salt. I use Himalayan salt. If you use salted butter, you don't have to use salt, but we add a little salt to it anyway, even though we use salted butter. So a little pinch goes in there. A little pinch goes behind the shoulder. And behind Megan's shoulder as well.
I'd also like to point out that I'm the one that sweeps the floor, not this kid.
That's why I throw salt behind it. So we're going to mix that up, and the next spot is 1 teaspoon. Could you give me a paper towel real quick, babe?
Yep.
1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now this is an old leavener from back in the day. You might be able to hear our kid in the background. He's still awake, but he's in his room. And the reason why we're doing this now is because we want it to melt into it. So you're going to just lightly spread it around, trying not to get any clumps. And once you get a good enough coating on the bottom, you're going to let it melt into it. And mix it up. Do it again until you run out of baking soda. So we still have our wet mixture going on. Next thing we're going to do is whip up or mix 1 egg. We'll lightly beat it. And we're going to add that to it. We're going to mix this up and make sure it's good and mixed. And again, I'm still using this fork here because it's convenient for mixing this stuff up here. I can use a spatula, but it's just not going to do the job that a fork will do because it's beating the actual ingredients. Last but not least, we will be adding flour. So this is 1½ cups of flour. Add that in there, and now we're going to mix it up really good. And you're not worried about putting in a little bit at a time or anything like that. If you're using a mixer, I worry about that, but getting flour everywhere. But this is just a simple recipe. So that once everything's mixed together, it's good to go. So when was the first time I made this for you, Megan?
Oh, I don't even remember. I mean, it was in another house.
Yeah, it was in the other house.
But
we had searched for a while for the good perfect recipe.
Yeah.
Right? Now you can add walnuts to this if you want to. We don't really add nuts to our banana bread because we like the banana bread by itself.
Yeah.
Because it's just we want.
I don't know. We tried.
Flavor.
It's one of those things like during the fall, like. You know, some people do pumpkin bread and
it's
some, you
cold
know.
out.
Yeah, like you just want that good, hearty, kind of festive-y bread.
Yep.
And I don't feel guilty about eating half a loaf because I'm like, yay, it's got bananas.
It's got bananas.
And I'm not a big banana eater.
Right.
And so I like eating it like that so you can still kind of get the goodness.
Yeah. And the thing about
flour on your nose, you look like you did a line of cocaine.
Cocaine. The thing about this is there's not a whole lot of sugar in it. There's 3/4 cups of sugar for a loaf of banana bread, which is supposed to be sweet, right? So it's good. Could you get the pan for me, please?
Yes.
So Megan's going to go get the pan from the freezer.
Sorry, I wanted to throw out a "That's what she said" to Terry.
That's what she said. All right, so let's take a quick look at this here real quick. You can see here on the side that everything it's pretty much cold, and so it's sticking to the sides better. And so once we put our batter into it and put it into the oven, it will stay consistent and keep your sides from sticking to the pan. So we're going to add that batter in.
Smack.
Smack. Yeah, our kid's still awake. We're going to give it a little shake, get all the air bubbles out. And that's what the banana bread's going to look like before it goes into the oven. Now, this banana bread's going to go into the oven on 350 for, is it 350?
You had me turn it on for 350, so I'm really
on
hoping.
350 for 1 hour. So Megan's going to go ahead and put that inside the stove.
I am having
lovely assistant.
some fun chats. You're trying to make me work.
That's why I'm trying to keep you distracted from having chats with unauthorized personnel. No, I'm just kidding.
Shit. You messed me up.
Yeah, it messed you up.
Ah!
She turned on the...
I think the tramadol is kicking in.
I think
I can't operate the timer.
Her meds would kick in for sure. Try this again. Try not to turn on the microwave. Okay. The fan doesn't need to be on. The lights don't need to be on.
Shut up.
You're getting the timer on for 1 hour. So did you put it in the oven?
No, I threw it in the trash can because you're being mean.
So I know what you're going to ask yourself. Are we actually going to wait a whole hour to figure out what this looks like?
I tried, guys. He said no.
The answer is no. We're not going to sit online for an hour just to pull banana bread up. But what I am going to show you guys is the end of the actual video I made. I made a video on this banana bread probably
Years ago.
Year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I put a link to it below. Take a look at that after the live feed, and then all the ingredients are going to be on there. Exactly all the steps you need to make the banana bread. And so I'm going to play that ending now so you can see what it actually looks like. And here you go.
About
And we're back. So the loaf will split at the top the way you want it to look, because it looks, you know, Christmassy.
It doesn't matter
original.
though, because it's gonna taste good on the way down. Except for you keto folks.
Except for you keto folks. Question: how long does a loaf of banana bread last in our house?
I would say less than 24 hours.
I would say less than 6 hours.
Well, it depends on when we cook it. Like this one coming out, you know, it'll be 10 o'clock by the time it comes out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have probably like.
Usually, if this is cooked during the day, by the end of the day, there's only a piece about this
Huxley loves it too, and
left over.
it's
Huxley doesn't eat a whole lot of food.
Food?
No,
what the hell are you talking about? He's a hoss.
He doesn't eat a whole lot of sweet food.
Yeah, he doesn't. He will eat peanut butter sandwich cookies.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Like, he doesn't eat cake. He won't eat donuts. Which, I mean, as his parents, we're like, heck yeah. But, like, it's nice sometimes to have, like, a little sweet treat, and he will not eat.
You can't force ice cream down this kid's throat. He
Yeah.
won't eat it.
The only way he'll eat it is if it's in a cone, but, like, a bowl of ice cream or something he won't touch. So a lot of that, I think, has to do with, like, the autism aspect of it. But the sensory thing. But he loves the banana bread. So it's nice that we can give him something that he likes that we don't necessarily feel guilty about giving to him either.
Right. So that's the banana bread, everybody. I thought you'd like that. It's getting cooler out, and it's that time of year to start making warm things like banana bread, pumpkin bread, all kinds of stuff. And it's one of the favorite things we like to do in this house, and we thought we'd like to share it with you live, show you how easy it is, and then and hope you do it yourself. And if you do it, let us know how you liked it, how it turned out, what you like about it, what you didn't like about it. And my wife's going to be walking away. I thought we would talk about the bucket, but
well, talk about something for 5 minutes.
All right, we'll talk about something else for 5 minutes. It's not a big deal, because you can see right here, right there, is the barter bucket, which we'll be doing tonight, which means there will be a giveaway tonight on this show. So I'm going to pull this down so I can see what's going on and talk about some other stuff. So if you notice the number of subscribers I have, including you guys, I have almost 700 subscribers. The goal this year, that's 2019, is to get to 1,000 subscribers and actually take off with this channel. what I need from you guys is info. What do you guys want to see? How do you want the channel to expand and grow? There are other channels out there that have the family unit. You know, they're doing blogs or vlogs all the time about what's going on around the house. We don't like to do that simply because we like our life to be private. Not too private, but we don't need the whole world seeing what we're doing every day. I think it's kind of important. So once a week, I think it's good. One show live a week. We'll tell you what's going on, how everything's going, and I think that'll be fun. But other than that, we both have full-time jobs. We take care of a son that has special needs. He's on the autism spectrum. He's got Asperger's, and so that takes up a lot of our time. But the time we do have will be spent on production of videos. So what kind of videos do you guys want to see? Just gardening. We're going to be doing chickens. We have chickens. We're going to be doing rabbits here shortly. Planning to do videos on rabbits. We got the house, which is a log cabin, obviously, that was built in 1986. And all the wood you see here was pulled from this land and milled here on site to create this log cabin. And it's held together pretty well over the years. I think we got a great deal on it. And we were doing things slowly but surely, like updating it. And I was talking to my wife yesterday, and we were talking about producing videos and everything like that. It's like, yeah, I know we should be producing more videos, and we could have this whole time. And she's like, what are you talking about? I said, that door. So we literally took the old door apart, which are French doors, and we installed these new doors. They were pre-hung in a frame, which we had to insert and center, square off, and put shims in to make sure that that it wasn't crooked, contorted, or anything like that. So the doors open shut evenly, because once it's set in place, it's set for life. But we also put it in a way, in a manner that, because this is a log cabin, the house contracts and expands during winter and summer. And so it was set in part of the frame of the house. Part of it was actually set into the house, meaning it was actually screwed into one side of the wall and the floor. So the other side is actually floating. So when it expands and contracts, it could do so in a manner like this. And then we put the spray foam up, and after the shims and after setting the door to seal it off. And I could tell a difference already. But I told my wife, I was like, look, we could have done a whole hour-long video on how to replace a pre-hung door, which is a door and frame, and how to properly do it, so people could do it themselves and not spend a whole lot of money. Now this door right here, I'm going to move this back over again to explain a couple things. This door still right here. It's a French door, obviously. It's a steel door. It's pre-primed. It's gonna have to be painted, but I'm digging the white actually, which is kind of weird because I'm not I want something natural. I want it to look like this. I want it to be natural. But this door right here, installed. Let's say you would call up Lowe's and say, hey guys, I need this door. I want a French set of doors. I want you to bring it over to my house. I want you to install it in my house. How much is that going to run me? That door installed would run you about $1,500. If we were to hire somebody, or even hire Lowe's to come out and install the doors. This is why they want you to do that. They want you to go, oh, it's so hard to do that. We want to do it for you. And then we want to take your money. How much did we spend on that door, honey?
With delivery, less than $500.
And that is installed, that would have cost 3 times as much. And we did it ourselves because, one, I had the knowledge of what's going on because my father has hung doors before, and I watched him while he did it. But on top of that, you got a whole library out there. You got YouTube. Just look it up on YouTube. You'll be able to learn. If there's something out there that you want to get or want to do that's construction-wise in your car or anything like that, look it up on YouTube. Guarantee you there's something out there. If you do it yourself, you will save your money. And could we ever afford to have somebody else come out and make that? So
sorry, I gotta sit.
that's fine. What we were talking about was the content, what kind of content they want to have on the channel as it expands. We were talking about this yesterday. Talking about we could have made the door video and all this stuff.
Oh yeah.
I think one place we need to start on is our channel intro. You've seen the channel intro. It's not that great. I want a brand new channel intro. And I think one place where we start is a tour of the house and the land.
Yeah.
You guys don't know. I mean, you've seen bits and pieces of it, but you haven't seen the entire house. You haven't seen the outside of the house all the way around. You haven't seen the lay of our land, the property, the way it works, the way it flows. I think a house farm tour would be the perfect spot to learn. I'm going to pick up this little girl right here and say hello, Ellie. Yeah. Doing all right, girlfriend. Yeah. This is LB. It's short for little bitch. And she's our little chihuahua. And she's very lovey-dovey. She's a good girl. Yeah. And she loves to be helped. She's a great dog, too. Yes, it's a real dog. Jason, no, you can't trap it. Sorry. But Megan's over here chatting away. Not saying a word, by the way. Not saying, hey, this person's saying this or this person's saying that.
You don't want to know what
She's
we're talking
zipping
about.
it up and talking who knows what. So I'm in the dark.
If you really want to know, we're talking about how sexy male maids would be.
Male mates, let me tell you something about this relationship. Let me tell you something about this relationship here. If it were possible, she would be the breadwinner. She'd be the one who'd go out to work every day, and I would stay home. Straight up.
Yep. In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat. I would stay home. I would do this full time.
Like, we were even talking about that because the lottery right now in North Carolina is...
It's not in North Carolina. It's all everywhere.
Whatever. The
Powerball.
The Powerball, $1.6 billion.
$1.6 billion.
Billion with a B.
With a B.
And
Bam.
We got ticket. But because you never know.
You never know.
But we were talking about it, and my only thing would be, I mean, I would leave the job I'm at now, but after that, I'm like, what would I do? And Pat's like, oh, I could do this around the house, and I could do this, and we could homeschool with tutors for Huxley, and we could do this. And I'm like, yeah, but what would I do? Like, I have to have something to do.
And by the grace of God, let me tell you something. I'll do it right here live on Facebook.
Or YouTube, because that's where we are.
Oh, YouTube, my bad. On YouTube. If we win the lottery, everybody in this room right here is going to get to come here and we'll have a homesteading get together. And we'll have one crazy shindig and everybody will be sitting in first class, and then everybody will be in their own hotel room with a hot tub digging it. And we'll do that for a week and have a crazy time. I think it'd be fun. But
A lot of alcohol.
yep, a lot of alcohol.
But we can afford it.
Exactly. Exactly. So, what other content do you think we should be putting on? Are they making any comments on what?
Not that I've seen. We're just talking about male maids.
Male maids, you girls, I'm telling you.
Jason wants a male maid too.
Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah. So let's do our barter box.
Okay.
It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be doing the barter box. This is the barter bucket. The point of this bucket here is inside of it there's a bunch of items that you would use for barter in an SHTF situation. Each item has its own specific use. There are good items, and there are useful items.
And then there are items that we just put in there.
And so here's the bad luck. Here's the bad news.
I get to pick them.
My wife, she does not pick good items out of this box. And there are good things inside this box. We've added a few things. Doc Ferris added a couple items. I added a new item today. And looking here, yeah, there's some good stuff in here. So we're gonna take the comb out from last time because my wife thinks it's stupid. All right. So once we pull this item out,
We need a question.
we're gonna have a question. Once we get a winner, we're gonna pull an item out. We're gonna talk about that item, how it's useful, and then you guys can add your comments below as well to say, hey, this is what else you can do with it. That person will have the choice of keeping that item or going back in for a different item because more than likely Megan's gonna pull something stupid out. And
Most likely.
see, yeah, that's the truth.
Yay!
That's how it's like. And so you'll get the opportunity to pull something else out. And there are a couple. See, here's the deal. We've been getting these SHTF boxes from Bug K, and lately they have been off point. They're called SHTF boxes. It's supposed to be stuff you can use in SHTF. They're sending stuff like ice cube trays, stupid wallets, stuff like that. Random crap. I mean, just crap. I don't know if that wallet's up here.
Yeah, it's over there.
Yeah. Check this thing out. This is what they sent me last week. It's a wallet. It's made of nylon web material. It's got this little hole in the middle of it. It's got this little SHTF thing on it. And it opens and everything like that. It is literally, I don't know how to explain it. The cheapest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is something you get from a claw machine. Now I'm just going to do this now. There's some rigidness to it. And I can actually pull up, because there's no inseam on the inside, and pull out the cardboard that's holding this together. This is from China, obviously.
I can't see what you're doing.
That's fine. Pulling that cardboard out. So here's a piece of cardboard. It says Yusha's Cosmetics. Look at this, honey.
Nice.
So that's recycling at its best from China. And so it's a wallet. I mean, it's a foldable wallet. It could be used as such. This is something, I don't even know if I'd even give this to my kid.
I did. He looked at it and then put it back down.
But that's the kind of stuff they're sending us. And this is the second month that they've been sending non-SHTF scenario related items. And normally I would broadcast it, be like, hey, look, this is what I got from here, blah, blah, blah. It's fantastic. It's our cat playing the piano. So we said, you know what, we're going to give Bug K one more chance. Next month, this will be the third month in a row. If it's not good, we're not going to do it anymore. And I will be going, and what I do, I try. I'll take every item out of that box, and I will review it on their website. I'll be like, look, this is crap, or this is good. They did send a nice knife set. I don't know if I have it here or not.
Yes, I'm trying to break you up.
They're nice. At the same time, they're corny and they're cheap. But what guy doesn't like a good knife, right? So they sent this knife set. And this is called the Amazon Jungle Survivor. So this is a Bowie knife. It's got a serrated top, serrated bottom, straight edge. It's called a skull crusher at the bottom. And cool thing about this is it's got a pull-out ferro rod for making fire. And it does work.
Not in the house. You're going to set your laptop on fire.
It does work. So that's good. And that goes back in there, clips back in there. So it's got a nice sleeve to it. It's got a plastic sleeve on the bottom, on the inside of the nylon. But this is what I'm talking about. That wallet is made of the same nylon this is made of. This also comes with a nice little pocket knife. This is made of plastic and metal, but it's got a great spring to it. It works really well. It's very light. I wasn't sure how much I trust it, but they got this cute little saying on the inside of both of these knives. It's Amazon Jungle Survivor. The hunter becomes the hunted. But that's the saving grace of Bug K. It's a knife company, a cheap knife company. But when you collect knives, it's a fun thing to have, and we have a crap ton of knives.
We do.
So let's go ahead and get to this. What kind of question are we gonna ask tonight?
I don't know. I'm drugged. You do it.
All right.
You're like, how many bananas or something like that? I don't know.
So if you guys are paying attention to the ingredient list of the banana bread, you would know there are this many eggs inside the banana bread. How many eggs did we put inside the banana bread? How many beaten eggs did we put in the banana bread? The first person to get it can't be Terry because she's the last person to get something new. First person to get it gets to get a hand inside the barter box. And Megan's looking at the stuff now. She's on my phone, so that's actually quicker. How many eggs were inside? Yeah.
Yeah, Anita got it right.
Anita!
Go Green for Living was the first one, but they were wrong.
Is that Go for Green Living?
Yeah, Go for Green Living said 3.
That's Daniel. Hey, Daniel.
It's only one. Getting started on homesteading, just put a number sign or hashtag, whatever the kids call it these days. So Anita was the first one.
So Anita was the first one. Send me an email, breakawayhomesteader@gmail.com, and give me your address, and we'll send you whatever item you're going to get. Now, let's go ahead and choose from this. Meg will choose randomly. She doesn't look inside here.
Hit my boob.
She's on drugs, people. It's hilarious. Legal, by the way, legal drugs. We don't do illegal drugs in this office. What has she got there? She picked a Ridge Runner Bowie knife. Let me open this up. Now, this probably can use a better sleeve. And I'm saying this could use a better sleeve because it looks like this is not real, but this is a faux horn handle, full tang, which means the metal goes all the way down through the entire knife. Bowie knife. This is probably a 9-inch Bowie knife. And it's a nice Bowie knife. It's a sharp Bowie knife. And this reminds me a lot of Crocodile Dundee. You call that a knife? That's not a knife. This is a knife. And so, what can we use a Bowie knife for? Well, the Bowie knife was actually named after a person. Can you tell me who it was, Megan?
Mr. Bowie.
It was Mr. Bowie. James Bowie is the creator of the Bowie knife. He made a large knife, and what he would do was when he was going to fight somebody, he'd take that knife, flip it into the ground, and give that person the opportunity to pick the knife up for a fight to the death. And normally when somebody else picked it up, he'd use that opportunity to kick their ass. Mr. Bowie.
Violence.
Mr. Bowie, I believe, did die at where?
I don't know these things.
Lone Star knows where Mr. Bowie died. That would be the Alamo, San Antonio, Texas. So.
She gets to choose to keep it or to get something else.
So now you get to keep this, or you can choose something else. It's up to you. what she says.
I'm waiting.
Hopefully she keeps it. It's a nice knife.
I think it's probably one of the better things I've drawn out of the box.
Heavy. It's very heavy.
I have to burp.
So burp. It's not the first time you've done it online.
Oh, there we go. Yes, keep please.
Keeping the knife. Okay, give me an email. Send me your address. I will push that out to you as soon as I can.
Which means I will get it in the mail probably on like Friday.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into this box one more time and see what you could have won. And she's going to do that now.
There it is. Shut up.
We're really getting in there.
I'm trying to feel for the weird things.
They're all fine things. All right. This is a survival watch. Now, there's many things about this watch that's great. One, it's got a compass on the end of it. Move a little closer here. It's got a compass on the end of it right here, so you can tell which way is north. Also, on top of that, you got your degree markings inside the watch, which makes it great for mapping and everything like that. So you got your watch, so you can tell the time. You got your clip on the end. This clip actually has two things on it. It's got a ferro rod with a striking steel that's attached to the back. It's also got a whistle. And inside the webbing, which is paracord, is a 9-piece fishing kit, fire tinder, and 2 safety pins. So it's a multi-purpose survival watch. We're going to put this back in there for an opportunity for somebody else to win it. And that is a very dual-purpose, or many-purpose item for the barter bin. So what's going on in our comments?
Nothing. Everybody likes the knife.
Good. Does anybody have any questions or anything like that? Any comments? What do you guys want to see on the channel?
Jason wants to do. I'm telling him your suggestion. He wants to do a video of you learning how to trap with him.
I know he wants me to come up and do his line with him in November or
December.
December.
I said he got mad at me because I didn't tell you his suggestion, and then I was trying to keep you two apart.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, yes, we will have to do a get together. I want to get Brad from Full Spectrum out, possibly, and listen from him. I mean, we went to the Homestead of America's conference. I went down to Georgia from North Carolina to see the rears or the Big Bear Homestead. Got to meet some lovely and great people, and we went up to Virginia together and went up to the Homestead of America's conference. We didn't get to talk about it last week because the internet died. We broke YouTube, and so the conference itself was amazing. It was 2 days, and there was always 3 things going on at one time. So you had a variety of choices of what you wanted to do. And if you're not a fan of Justin Rhodes or don't know who Justin Rhodes is, look him up. And he put out a video yesterday on that. He was one of the speakers at the event, and he put it out there that it was the best event he'd ever been to for homesteaders. Because that's what he is. He's a homesteader. He's not a prepper or anything like that. He's a homesteader. And he said specifically, him and his wife said, it was the best energy they had, and they felt most at home. It felt most in their element because of the people around it. And these were all people who were looking to start on homesteading, intermediate or advanced homesteaders that wanted fellowship inside their own community. And I'm not saying it was a religious thing because it wasn't. But Joel Salatin spoke. Off Grid with Doug and Stacy was there. Of course, Big Bear was there doing trapping. And cool thing about it was the day before the actual conference, we had a hands-on session. You either we're working iron, doing blacksmithing, learning how to raise rabbits from start to finish, to butchering actual rabbits and cooking them. You're learning to dye yarn or trapping. And we took the trapping course with a good friend of mine, Doc Ferris, and I took the trapping course from Mr. Reard, and he did a fantastic job. And I tell you, the next day he had an hour-long presentation. He should have had one the following day, because after that presentation, I mean, it was a full tent event. He sold out all his traps pretty quickly, and so we are looking for next year for you to be there. And again, it's going to be at Front Royal, Virginia, which is about 30 miles west of Washington, D.C. And it's a nice little area. And we're going to be there next year, same date, same place. It was the second week of October, weekend of October. And bring your coats, because they got cold. So, any questions, anything like that in the comments?
Apparently you left a bunch of stuff at their house.
I did.
Said doesn't surprise me.
Well.
And then Terry said guys would forget their head if it wasn't screwed on tight. And then Freaky said or super glued. And then I said and other bits if they weren't attached. So.
I don't know about that either.
Good night, C. Dean.
C. Dean, hey, give me an email. Send me your address. I still owe you that item that you won the other night. I said the other night was actually.
You never sent that?
No, this is the item she won, and it was a pull string.
Oh, I must have not been on that.
You weren't on that. This was before you decided to come on to the show.
Oh.
And I've been waiting for it. Send me your address, and I'll push that out to you. In other words, she'll push that out to you. So we're gonna get off of here tonight, and we hope you guys had a good time, learned a few things,
and let us know what you want to see.
Exactly.
Like, I mean,
leave comments below.
Yeah, even if we don't know, we'll
even
figure
if we
it
don't
out.
know, we can figure out somebody else who does know.
Yeah.
Okay. So I work at a SEER school. We'll leave it at that. So there are people that if I don't know the answer to your question, I can find somebody else who does. I got a good friend of mine who was a combat medic. He can do all your medical stuff. He can tell you whatever you want to know about medical.
I mean, hell.
And I mean, we're spread out, and like again, we're resourceful in the people that we know. And so if we can't answer the question for you, we'll find somebody who will.
Break the counter, stop.
And we won't fret or hesitate to say we don't know it.
Yeah.
Because there is stuff that we don't know.
And be like, hey, who else knows?
Right. There's people out there that don't know how to hang a door.
Yeah.
You know, and so all you gotta do is say, hey, let's talk about this. Let's do this, and we'll do what we can to do it.
Yeah.
And so, again, I'm the BreakAway Homesteader and Homesteader's wife,
Yay.
Patrick and
Megan.
And we hope you have a good night. We'll see you again live 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Tuesday. I don't think there's anything going on. And
not that I know of.
Get towards the end of October, we got.
I'll be going back to work.
You'll be going back to work. We got Halloween coming up.
Yeah, our kid's gonna be a pirate.
He's gonna be a pirate. He's so excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so his stuff should be coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of friends that are actually having a baby over Halloween. She has not popped yet, and so we're excited for them. But either way, we hope you guys have a good night, a great week. Remember, share your knowledge, work with each other, say hi to somebody that you don't know, and have a good one. Bye.
Sorry, it was vibrating.